I was invited to Planet Youth by vampires that wanted to show me something very special. I accepted the invitation because my blood was not compatible with their specific vampire variety, and I would be safe. When I arrived in Planet Youth, I was very impressed with the technological advances they had achieved. They could use the latest of everything: robots, smart homes, smart cars. They were rich. They were big-headed. I was supposed to stay in a smart castle with my own robot servants and meet my hosts for dinner. As I sat at a table with young vampires drinking blood, as I was given normal food and ate it, I could not help but think that these vampires have never suffered hardship. And on top of that, they did not age and die. And my host said, "Do you envy our youth and immortality?" And I said, "It's definitely a good thing to have. All I do to keep going is have periods of frozen states to slow down the aging process." And my host said, "Pity is a waste of your time, and you will still age and die eventually." And I said, "I cannot argue with that." And my host said, "I invited you here to show you the most advanced spaceship of this universe." And he pointed at a tiny spaceship resting on the dining table. It seemed like a toy. The host read my mind and said, "It's not a toy. It can size shift from very small to very large, and I can prove it." He held a tiny spaceship in his hand and took me to a huge terrace, placed the mini spaceship on the floor and said, "Step back." He pressed a button on a handheld control panel, and the spaceship became slowly huge. And I said, "Extraordinary." And my vampire host said, "We could escape easily with all our vampires if we were attacked by aliens, or if the death of our planet was imminent due to a shrinking core." And I said, "The question is, how will you drink blood then with no animals?" And the vampire host said, "We have engineered bacteria to produce blood for us." And I said, "That is an achievement. And I also have to say that your spaceship is the best I have seen." And the vampire host said, "That is why I wanted you to see it." Then he added, "I could make you immortal and young if you wanted. Our scientists could find a way, and you could be part of our family. You may not know that our organs can regenerate very quickly, and that if we are injured, our organs will heal. So even if we're attacked, we can survive in most cases. Also, our bodies are so powerful that we could shoot some of our bones as weapons to kill the enemy, and those bones will grow back very quickly within us. We have become the top species. Our genetic information is the most powerful there is, and all these powers could be yours." And he added, "Before you make a decision, let me explain why I want you to have these powers. It is because I like you. You might say that is a trivial reason, but all the contrary is the deepest reason of it all. Now imagine a situation where you live in a planet and you dislike most people because of their bad behavior. And this bad behavior comes from the things they eat, they drink, they inhale, they snort, they smoke, they inject. What will you do? These people form a club in your planet because they behave in a similar way. So they like each other, and they are a majority. They like their bad behavior. What would you do in a situation like that, where you are a minority and you don't want to be a member of the majority's club? And I said, I would leave that planet. It's not worth it, interacting with people if you don't like them. And my vampire host said, that is what I would do too, even if I had to live alone. And this is another of our achievements, that in Planet Youth we like each other. We only drink tested and healthy blood. We can control our behavior to a high degree. So with us you get everything. A family and friends that you like, immortality, youth, and you could extend these powers to one more person that you love and trust. Say your girlfriend, as a courtesy from us. And don't forget that aging and death is the most undignified insult, something truly grotesque. And I said, all your powers are tempting, I must admit, but it's not something I can decide about in the spur of the moment. I will go home and think about it. And the vampire host said, you are wise. So I left the next day. I wrote in my diary, the days passed by, then the weeks, and no word from the alien. Then it was a month, and I then realized it had all been a nice dream. But then I received an email from the alien telling me about Planet Wall. So it had all been real. The alien existed, and I met him. I began to fantasize of a future together in his spaceship, going to planets and defeating monsters. But then I realized that I will have to tell him the truth. I wanted to leave planet Earth because I found the planet unbearable. I wanted to end my days in outer space, in the interstellar medium. If he asked why I found planet Earth unbearable, I will again have to tell him the truth, that it would be too painful to explain the reasons, since there were more than 20 horrible reasons. It had been a year since the first time I saw the alien, and I wanted to see him again and talk to him in person. I wanted to arrange a meeting with him soon. I just hope he will be there for me.